Hello everyone. In today's session, we will see how to create a credit note, which is a reversal document for a vendor invoice, and that vendor invoice definitely is a PO invoice or purchase order invoice. So there are multiple ways of doing it. We will discuss about, for example, two ways. For example, I will show you, I have noted already the details of that purchase order, and I will just show you by going to the AP module or procurement and sourcing module, uh, a purchase order which has already been in product received and invoiced. So, so this one is the purchase order, and you can see the accounting date here, and the number of purchase order is 33, vendor number is 1001, and this is totally invoiced, and the details are shown here, and I will show you in the receive fast tab the journal for product receipt is enabled, and similarly in invoice tab the invoice journal is enabled. So it means this is totally received, and also the invoice has been posted. So product receipt number is noted here, and the date of product received, which I have already noted in the line here, as well as the item number is 1000 and quantity 200 is shown in the lines tab. Item is shown and the quantity is also shown here, 200 is received. So that is the product receipt. And similarly, if you go to the invoice fast tab and in journals group, invoice, this is the invoice journal, and the details of this is also noted here. The invoice number is this one, and there is a voucher number which is also available. So the voucher number is also available, which I can put here. This is for our ledger part. This is our invoice number, and the date of invoice is 12th of December, with the amount is 179,800 is the invoice amount in USDs. So this is our and there is only single line, so this is totally completely invoicing the purchase order. So what if we think that this is a wrong wrong invoice or product receipt or purchase order, and we totally want to reverse the effect? So basically there are two ways. One way is to create another purchase order uh, uh, and then use the credit note functionality. And there is one more way, which is inside this purchase order, which is already invoiced. We can open it. We will first discuss this way. Okay, and in this you can see that there is only single line available. So what we need to do is, and status is invoiced. What we need to do is just go to the purchase order line here in the options, and go to from journal. Okay, and just select the header, and the line is already there, and then you can go to the parameters and select the invert sign yes. You can also select delete purchase line, but that would not be feasible. I mean, the previous lines will be deleted, so that is also not available to select from here, but sometime it is available, so it is not advisable to select it. Here invert sign is now selected as yes, and so I will select this one, and product receipt is already selected. So I just need to copy the product receipt. Just ignore this confirmation. Product receipt is already selected, and from this the line is already selected. I will just press OK. What it will do, it will copy this line from product receipt journal with a negative or invert sign. So then what we can do is do the product receipt against that line. That will reverse the effect. You can see here the quantity is now negative, remaining is the same, net amount is now negative, So we are not making use of any new purchase order, rather we are doing in the same part of same purchase order. And now you can see the purchase order has been turned to the open order status instead of invoice, because a new line has been added. So once you have added the line, you can just confirm this purchase order. And once it is confirmed, then you can go ahead with product receipt. Okay, now it has been confirmed, the status is shown, and just go ahead with the receive option and go to the product receipt. Okay, so in the product receipt, the number here, you can make use of the previous number, and put a reverse prefix, like a reversal of that previous number. And product receipt date, instead of today, you can put the same date, so that the reversal is also being done in the same date. So that I have put, and now you can check the line here. Line is totally negative, with the negative effect, same amount like invoice amount. So you can just go ahead. So now you can see the product receipt is shown as a printout, and the same negative amount is there. And you can, if the hard copy or PDF is required, so you can save this as a PDF or hard copy. And once it is done, so the status of purchase order is now received. And now I will go to the invoice. So in the invoice posting form, we can make use of the same number just like previous one, and make a reverse prefix with the hyphen, and the invoice number is noted. And then the date, I also need to make use of the previous date. Previous is a posting date, and all dates should be the previous one. Due date and invoice date, everything is previous. And you can note down the amount here, and which is a negative amount, and product receipt is also shown here, which was the negative product receipt. The physical was reversed, and I can update match status here. So this is now passed, and once it is done, then if you want to check the totals, you can do so by pressing the total button here, so that all breakdown, if there is a sale tax or anything else, so it will be shown, or cash discount, it will be shown. So just after this, just go ahead with the posting. So posting has been done, and that checkbox I did not select, so you can just make the preview, original preview of the journal which was posted, so that printout is also shown to you. You can at the time of posting invoice, you can press the checkbox, so that at the same time it will show you the effect. Date, you can see here the date is also used as same because I changed it. Okay, so now you can see here the even the label is now changed to the credit note, and you can see at the bottom that all the negatives are negative amount, and quantity is shown here. So this is the credit note. And one more thing is important, because in the inventory we have already marked it, and but for the vendor, so right now I am on the purchase order level, and on the purchase order level, just go ahead to the header and copy the vendor number. You can directly go to the vendor from here. Okay, once you are in the vendor form, you can go to the invoice fast tab, and then go to the settle transactions. Okay, in the settle transaction, now we can make use of the invoice number and check whether it is available or it was already settled down. You can just use the contents filter here, apply the invoice number, and only reversal is shown. It means the previous invoice was already settled. You can go to the undo settlement, and there you can make a filter of previous invoice number. So this is available, so you can mark it, and once you have marked it, you can just clear it. So this is the payment against that invoice, and this is the invoice actually. So the payment and invoice were already settled, so I will mark it to reverse them. And okay, now I can go to the settle transactions. This is basically all open transaction which have not been knocked off with each other. So since I'm making a credit note of the invoice, so I need to settle or knock off this with the previous invoice. So this will club both the invoices. So now you can see here that okay, now I will make the filter here. Okay, now both are invoices. This one is credit note and this one is the actual invoice. These are now available here, and I can mark both of these so that both of the effect are now knocked off with each other. And just post this settlement. Okay, so now you can go to undo settlement and check by filtering. So both of the invoice and the credit note, purchase credit note PCN and purchase invoice are now settled and knock off with each other. So there is only one effect is remaining, that is a payment effect, and now it depends upon whether this payment which you have already done to the vendor, so that vendor basically has already rendered some other services or items, so that payment can be used to settle those items, or even you can reverse this as a separate payment journal with the reversal of the same. Means the credit to the debit and debit to credit, and then post the payment journal. It depends upon the basically business criteria, business scenario, whether this payment you want to use with us to settle some other invoices from the same vendor. So that's it, guys, and I hope you must have enjoyed it. And this is the total effect which we have done. And in order to verify them, that also can be verified first of all by going to the product information management. Okay, once you are in the product information management, go to the release products, and in the release product, the item which we have already noted is 1000, and the date is also noted, so we can just pull out the transaction in the same date and we can see the effect. Okay, so this is the product available here, and go to the manage inventory, go to the transactions. So all the transactions, issues or receipts against this product will be available. And if you have noted the date of the product received, that was December 10th 2016. And if you want to filter it in the physical date, you can do so by putting is exactly, physical date is exactly, and this is the basic transaction. The reversal is also shown as a sold, and purchased is was the actual transaction, and you can see the cost amount is already reversed, and all the effect is totally reversing the previous transaction. And similarly, if you want to see the financial effect to be reversed, so what we can do is just note down the date here, go to the ledger, general ledger, and in the ledger, in the voucher transactions, you can go. Okay, in the voucher transaction, you can just put the date here, and that will show you the vouchers posted in that date. And if it is smaller number, so you can easily identify. So basically, these are PCN and journal numbers. This is the exact amount, 179 800. This amount is exactly the same amount, and vendor account is also noted here. These are the total, cash discount has been also reversed for this vendor. There was a small cash discount available, and all the transactions are now available. You can see it, it is available. Vendor balance, which was already posted. So all are with the credit and debit. So everything is reversed. You can check here. And to clearly see whatever the effect was, it is better to make a note before you post it. So otherwise, it will be little bit confusing for you. There is another idea. You can note the voucher number. For example, I have noted the voucher here, PIV, this 539 basically, and that voucher can be filtered here. So this one is the total effect when we posted the actual invoice. And similarly, if I remove the filter, so this is the purchase credit note voucher which was posted. So this is basically the credit note voucher, and this one is the purchase invoice voucher, and both are cancelling the effect of each other. And there is a vendor cash discount also taken, which is also reversed, and using the same main account and financial dimension. So this is one of the way you can verify the effect, and that's it, I think. And also we can make use of vendor report, so that we can go to the inquiries and reports, and in the inquiries and reports you can go to the vendor reports and fetch the account statement. Okay, so the date is basically we'll use the invoice date here. In the parameter, I will use from and to date the same date, and details I will use discount, show all transaction include reversed, and for the vendor I need to also put a filter here, filter for the vendor, and just copy the vendor number. Okay, and this vendor is now selected, and I have selected only one date so that it's easy for us to compare. So now you can see here that there is a cash discount voucher here, and that has been also reversed. And there is a this credit note, a reversal of invoice, and this is a purchase invoice. So the liability, the vendor liability, which was the credit amount of 179,800, was reversed with the debit amount with this credit note, and the dates are also same. Let me also make it okay. Discount use is also mentioned in the same invoice, which was also reversed here. So this is the total effect, and it is making a zero amount here because of selecting the same date. So it means the total financial effect was reversed. So this is one of the way to also verify the same reversal has been done successfully or not. So we will use another method in order to reverse an existing purchase order. There is a purchase order number 37, and if I would filter it, so this one is purchase order available, which is already invoiced, and product received is already posted against this, and there is a single line, and then there is also invoice which was posted, and with the invoice amount of this one, and I have noted the details here. The invoice number is also mentioned here. This one is the invoice number. Voucher is also this one. Amount is 1090 USD, US dollars, and so this one I want to reverse with another method by using another purchase order instead of the same one. So what I can do, just clear this filter and go ahead with a new purchase order and use the same vendor account number 1001, so that it defaults everything, and purchase type, just make sure this should be purchase order, and that's it, and just go ahead with OK. Okay, now you inside, once you are inside purchase order, there are no lines initially. You can go to the purchase fast tab, and in the first group create, you can see there is a credit note option available. So this is another way when you create a blank purchase order with the same vendor, and then use this credit note functionality. So by default invert sign is yes, copy charges is yes, copy precisely is yes, copy order header is yes. So everything is yes, and now the original purchase order which we need to reverse, we can just make a filter of this. Already it is bottom, and I will select this one. This is invoice header, so all the lines will be selected. So in this one only one line exists, so just making it simpler, just press OK. This will default the lines, and you can see the quantity is negative and unit price is mentioned. Now net amount will be negative, the same amount 1090. One more thing is important. Once you select any of the line in this purchase order, you can go to the product fast tab in line details, and then item references. You can see the reference type is purchase order, and original purchase order number is mentioned, which we are reversing as a part of credit note, and reference lot number, which was the original original line lot number, which is available in the setup part. So this one is the separate one, but if you want to see, you can go to the original purchase order line and you can see this reference lot number. This is the original lot number. So this is basically marking that line. You can go to the inventory and go to the marking, and in the marking you can see this this one was the original one, and this is already you can see a tick mark. So in this way, this is very important of when you mark it, so it will not disturb your weighted average cost if the item is, the valuation method is weighted average cost. Otherwise that will be not realistic. Once you are reversing, those transactions should be excluded. So now once we go to the header, also this is also accounting date. I want to make use of the same accounting date. Okay, and once done, we can confirm this purchase order, and the remaining process will be the same. Go to the receive, and in the receive, go to the product receive, print product receive, and the number I want to make use of the same original number but with the reverse prefix, so that later on it's easy for me to identify. And date also should be the same one I want to use, which is the current date, today's date, and that's it. Just I can go ahead with OK, and it will post me the product receipt. Just make sure the quantity is negative, and it is negative now, and just close it and go ahead with invoice as well and repeat the same process. Okay, and in the invoice number, you can just put a prefix and put here invoice number, and then the date also I want to make use of the same date, and invoice number is mentioned, and then the line I need to verify whether line net amount is same 1090, and as a additional step I want to also check the totals here, and cash discount is also getting reversed. Just close OK, and go ahead with update match status, which will be passed now, and then go ahead with posting. Okay, so now it is posted. You can additionally go to the journals, and if you want to preview, go to the original preview. So this the label of credit note is shown, and the same amount has been reversed. So this is another way, and the remaining the transaction I have already not already told you how to check it. Uh, going by going to the product itself and checking the inventory transaction, and similarly financial effect by going to the voucher transaction in the ledger part. So this is it. I think you must have learned little bit about how to post a credit note in two ways. There can be more ways, but I mean there can be a way that when you use a return order, and in the return order also you can return some of the quantity back to the vendor, or the total quantity can be reversed. And also in these credit notes you can adjust the quantity as per your needs, so that only a partial credit note is posted and same effect is reversed. So this is it for this session, and please let me know about your feedback. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.